Hello and welcome to another episode of A Beer and a Tune. I am your host JP Spencer. Tonight I have a very special microbrewery on tap because it mixes two of my favorite things, as this program does: music and beer. So I discovered this particular microbrewery quite by accident. Those of you who know me know that one of my favorite watering holes in the immediate area near where I live is Red Bar on St. Francis Avenue in St. Francis, hence that colorful avenue name. So one day I was in there. I was probably a Saturday. Here's hoping it was a Saturday, if my bosses are watching that. And I noticed a tap beer that I hadn't heard of, and I asked for a glass, and it was a really good lager. And I looked at the tap and I tried to figure out who made this incredible lager that I just sampled. It was a nice golden lager. I said, I got to find out who makes this. So the name of the brewery was the Eagle Park Brewing Company. And then I went to my usual search engine, said Eagle Park Brewing Company, and they were from Milwaukee. And I said, where are these guys? So I started a little bit of a search for Eagle Park Brewing Company, and I recognized the address as being very close to me. But the address was a warehouse that was slowly being converted to efficiency apartments and just storage space. So I said, a warehouse, okay. I'll go look for them next weekend. So I got in my car the next weekend with the address in hand. It got me to the warehouse, and I can't find these guys. There is something called Twisted Path Distillery that's in that warehouse spot at First in Beecher here in Milwaukee, but it's not them. And there's another microbrewery that I'll be sampling and presenting to you in later weeks that's also at that address, but it wasn't them. So I went into the distillery. I said, where is Eagle Park Brewing Company? So they said, go around to the glass door, ring the bell, and they've got to let you upstairs. So here, what they had, I ring the Eagle Park Brewing Company number, I get buzzed in, I open the door, I go up some steps and make a left, and they've got this 600-foot tasting room in the middle of this warehouse with all of the beers that they were currently making. Right next to that tasting room, they had a brewery, basically, or their brewing room, where they had, when I looked into it, it was just like ingredients thrown on the floor, some bins, blah, blah, blah. A very small operation. So I had a few more of their beers in the tasting room. I'm like, these guys are great. So I got some 4-packs and to take home with me. They were still at 4-packs at that point. Brought them home. I'm like, I love these guys. Well, it turned out, I started reading the story about it. It was founded by two brothers, Max and Jack. And Max and Jack are musicians. And they have been, as many musicians are, playing music and drinking beer in their garage. They started making beer in their garage. They graduated to the warehouse. And then, because the tasting room at the warehouse was packed in the very limited hours that they were open at that time, when you could pack people in a room, they decided to expand into another bigger facility. So they went to another closed down microbrewery on Hamilton Street on the east side of Milwaukee, and they opened the first Eagle Park Brewing Company location that was not in a warehouse. They served food. They had a great Sunday brunch. They had a bunch of different beers going on along the tap. And they've been so successful over the last 5 years that not only have they opened up a satellite location in Muskego, Wisconsin, which is where I bought today's beer, but they also bought out a coffee company called Venture Brew Company, which is at roughly 5500 North Avenue here in Milwaukee. So as part of their agreement with Venture Brew, they have what they call the obligatory corporate collaboration, or OCC, where they use the coffee beans from their brew company to make a beer. And man, have they made a beer. So this is OCC Brazil, where they use Brazilian coffee beans to make a coffee stout. Now, the reason why I wanted to do a stout is we are in the middle of a brutal cold snap right now in Milwaukee that is only really going to get into like the 20-degree range sometime next week. So I thought, let me get a really good stout. This is an imperial stout with coffee. This is 12% alcohol. Thankfully, my workday is done. And I went out to their Muskego location to buy this. Now, their Muskego location is located behind a well-known big box retailer that is based in Arkansas that dare not speak its name in my home. Never let them tell you that nothing good ever happens behind a big box retailer in Muskego, because they have a picture here on the can of what their Muskego location roughly looks like. It's a beautiful restaurant and brew pub, and they make some beer there and they can it. And this is one of the beers that they make. This is OCC. It's a 12% alcohol imperial stout with coffee. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pour this in. I wanted something nice and dark. They did not have their glasses available at Muskego, so I'm covering up the name of the beer in this glass, and I'm going to pour some of this out. And yes, that is an imperial stout. It is a rather dark imperial stout made with Brazilian coffee beans. Now, the fun part about this one is that I get to drink this for the first time with all of you. I have never sampled this before. Because I trust Eagle Park's products, they're known for their twists on New England IPAs. That seems to be their specialty when looking at the menus at both Hamilton Street and Commerce Center Parkway out in Muskego, Wisconsin, about 12 to 15 miles southwest of here. But here is your OCC, obligatory corporate collaboration, imperial stout with coffee, 12% alcohol. I'm sure this will affect the tune that you're about to hear in about a minute or two. Here goes. This is my first try of this, so this is very exciting. Well, I can confirm that this is 12% alcohol, that there is coffee in it, and there is quite a bit of coffee in it. But man, for an imperial stout with coffee, there's not much bitterness. It's nice and smooth, disappears from your tongue. The coffee notes hit you when you try it, but the best part of a beer is always going to be the finish. And man, this has a nice finish to it. OCC by Eagle Park, available only at their Muskego location, but what the heck, you need to drive in the country if you're local. This will be a very interesting beer to affect tonight's tune, which is coming up next. So after one has a 12% alcohol beer, it's expected you're going to be a little bit more honest with your friends and acquaintances than you were in the moments prior to consuming that 12% alcohol beer. Here's a song dedicated to that. It's one of the newer songs in my catalog, and it's called Honest Emotions. You never met your parents as virgins. Just the thought would keep you up at night. Their children have children and you never let them out of your sight. And they may last forever or they may get divorced, but they're the reprobates that brought you here. Now it's just you and me. You really have nothing to fear. So give me some honest emotions. Tell me how you really feel. I don't make you sick, but I know I don't make you squeal. So let's put down our phones and maybe get stoned and maybe have a drink or two. Honest emotions are all about me and you. Someone will make love to your sister, and he makes weirder faces than you. You're an aunt, you're an uncle, and everything comes into view. And their kids are all crazy, and you just hand them back, and it's over time to say goodbye. They wave so long, and then it's just you and I. So give me some honest emotions. Tell me how you really feel. I don't make you sick, but I know I don't make you squeal. So let's put down our phones and let's go get stoned, or maybe have a drink or two. Honest emotions are all about me and you. We have bad days, we eat bad food, we get caught up in traffic, but I'm here, never fear. Just tell me like it is, right into my face, and I won't disappear. So listen here, I have a strong dislike of emojis, and Twitter should be thrown off a cliff. Here's a like, LOL, I'll forget it and just roll me a split. And give me some honest emotion. Tell me how you really feel. I don't make you sick, but I know I don't make you squeal. So let's put down our phones and let's go get stoned, or maybe have a drink or two. Honest emotions, honest emotions, honest emotions are all about me and you. Me and you. Me and you. Thanks for joining me this week. We'll see you again next time on A Beer and a Tune.